So I think the most recent interesting focus has been menopause. So we've always seen that men and women age differently, and women's immune systems age a bit slower compared to men's. But then as they transition into menopause, they can have this rapid inflammaging happening in the background. And that can be from 10 years to more, and it's preventable and fixable with estrogen. So we see that estrogen has a huge impact on longevity, and it is actually probably one of the first validated longevity drugs we have, because it's been in practice for 50, 60 years. You have all the long-term data showing that it prolongs lifespan and reduces all-cause mortality and delays a whole cascade of different conditions. So there was a recent study that came from the UK Biobank on 500,000 people, and they're looking at all these routinely prescribed drugs that we already have in practice and which ones of those prolong lifespan. And they identified 14 drugs that prolong lifespan, and 4 of these were estrogens. So we see very positive effect of estrogen, and we're looking into it further to see if there's applications to optimize the timing and dose in menopause. So we were the first in the world to look at the human glycome at scale. So currently our lab here in Zagreb, Croatia, looks at more human glycomes than the rest of the world combined, or 83% of the global human glycome. These cohorts are still relatively small, so we've done around 250,000 samples from different biobanks and clinical studies around the world, and that data is always expanding. Although our algorithm, the one that was developed almost 15 years ago, we've kept that the same to make sure that everybody who's tracked longitudinally, you're always getting the same. You're seeing how is your age changing versus we changed the algorithm, so you see a change. So algorithm hasn't changed, but we've of course improved a lot in terms of personalization and also connecting different glycans to disease traits and also interventions that would have an impact on improving your glycome. The biomarker we discovered, it was by accident. It was looking at glycans in scale. We realized that you can't really understand disease until you understand age of a patient. So aging was a bigger factor. And then we realized that what we're really seeing is this type of biological age, or your health has a different pace to your chronological age. You could be a 40-year-old who's much healthier for his age. You could be biologically 20, or you can be a 40-year-old who's biologically 60. And that would equal an increase or decrease risk of mortality and morbidity. The mechanism that drives this is inflammaging, or this accumulation of damage to your immune system for time. And that's something that's highly influenced by our lifestyle. So it's something that we can measure early on and change the trajectory. It's not one thing. I don't think we can say that your immune aging is everything, but it's certainly the key system that keeps us alive and connects to a lot more diseases than what we kind of think about when we think of our immune system. In science, collaboration is everything, and also validating these findings across cohorts around the world. So one of the early things we did is, together with the Human Glycome Project, we looked at this in over 31 different populations around the world to see if aging is the same across different populations. And what was interesting, the strongest impact on your glycome and then expected lifespan was actually the development index of a country. So this socioeconomic impact had a stronger influence on your glycome than ethnic background. So we collaborate with most universities around the world. We publish a lot of work around cardiovascular disease with Harvard, also with King's College London. We recently did a biobank together with a research group at Stanford, where we were looking at long-term stability of the glycome in their cohorts, which were healthy cohorts followed for almost a decade. So collaboration is everything. I imagine a perfect scenario. This should be something that's routinely used in healthcare. Healthcare should go from sick care into preventive care that's sustainable. And for us to change healthcare, we have to change from a focus on disease to a focus on health decline that happens far earlier than we get to disease. And in this aging field, we've discovered that there's these core mechanisms that instead of leading to one disease, they can lead to 100 different diseases. And if these core mechanisms are treated early, we can prolong or delay a whole cascade of different disease. So in the dream reality, this is integrated with healthcare. And these type of preventive biomarkers and screening enables healthcare to be sustainable and for it to actually be healthcare, where their mission is to keep you healthy versus wait for you to be severely ill and get a diagnosis and stay on a drug for the rest of your life.